Okay, almost ready to get going. Hello, everyone. Oh, okay. We're still waiting for our Instagram friend. Hi, Facebook friend. How's it going? Okay. Talking hometown. Hi there. Hi. Hi. All right, we're going to get started in a minute. We are just waiting for some Facebook friends and our Instagram friends to join us, and I'm going to get started. So just a few more seconds. Hello, Sorel. Hello. Okay then, guys. So today I am continuing the series on talking about general topics. And on Monday we spoke about work. Yesterday we spoke about study. And hello there. And today I am going to talk about hometown, our hometown. Now, the reason these are really important is because, first of all, they are very common topics. Everybody can talk about these specific topics. They are familiar. So you must be able to talk about them quite well and quite confidently, right? So it's almost like setting a benchmark. If you can manage to hold an extended conversation about these topics, then you can start moving towards something more interesting or more complex. Not that these aren't interesting, they can also be pretty interesting. So that's reason number one. But number two, hello, Anna. Number two, if you are taking the IELTS examination, these are going to be hugely important for you because in speaking part one, you are going to be answering questions about familiar topics. And these are the ones that you really need to get used to. So whether you're doing it, listening for general understanding and getting some tips on how to talk about these topics, or you need to take the IELTS examination, guys, you're going to get the samples that you need. So let's get going. Today, I'm talking about our hometown. So before I get started, I cannot tell you the number of times, hello, Isabelli, the number of times that I have asked this question, simple question, what is the name of your hometown? Hello, Jacqueline, what is the name of your hometown? And the answers I get are not related to their hometown, but where they live or their home. So let's quickly define these three words. So these three places. So there's a difference between your hometown, your home, and where you live. So let's see if anyone can tell me. Hello, Osvaldo. Hi, guys. Hi there. Can anyone tell me the difference between a hometown, your home, and where you live? Very quickly, anybody? Okay, so let me tell you. Your hometown is in essence the place where your heart belongs. It is the place where you were brought up. Yes, Anna Costa, correct. Hometown, not necessarily the place you were born. For most people, it is their birthplace, the place where you were born, but not necessarily. It is the place where, at the end of the day, that is where your heart lies, right? I'll give you my example. I wasn't born in Cape Town. I wasn't even born in South Africa. I was born in Italy, in Turin. But I have lived where I am now all my life, since I was a tiny baby. And so for me, this place is my hometown. This is what I was brought up with. This is my, I love it when I'm busy on a call or on a live and my alarms and notifications go off. Fantastic. Lovely. All right. Let me continue without getting distracted. So I wasn't born here, yet this is where I've lived all my life. The place where I was born doesn't say anything to me, doesn't speak to me, doesn't speak to my heart. So your hometown is where your heart belongs. But for many people, it is also their birthplace. Your home is the physical place that you go to at the end of the day. So it could be an apartment, or it could be a house, it could be a freestanding. And so we're talking about the physical place that you go to. And where you live, what is that? What is where you live? Anybody? Where you live is your current address. So the place where you're physically living in that moment in time. Think about the times where you traveled to study English in another country. For example, Anna and Isabelli and Jacqueline, your addresses now, where you live now, all right, is not the place where you were born. It is not your hometown, and it's not the home itself, where you live in your hometown, right? So where you live is not necessarily where you were born or your hometown. It is just a place where you are residing in that moment. So there's a very big difference in the answer that you give to where is your hometown, or what is the name of your hometown, and where do you live? For many of you, your hometown is Rio de Janeiro, but you live in somewhere in Minas Gerais. So there's that difference that you've got to consider. And if you answer it incorrectly, particularly if you're doing the IELTS speaking examination, you're going to lose a ton of points because you didn't understand the question. So now that we've defined it, let me go into 5 questions which are related to the hometown. And I'm going to give you sample answers that you can then use to create your own answer. The first one, what's the name of your hometown? This is my answer. Tableview. It's now a pretty big town, very, very close to the ocean. And the name Tableview comes from the very special view of Table Mountain that you can only get in my hometown. So the very famous view of Table Mountain that everybody sees around the world, that you can see Table Mountain with the beach, that picture is taken in my hometown, Tableview. All right. So I have spoken, I've given the answer related to the question, hometown. The next question, how long have you been living there? Now, this is where it can get tricky because maybe you're not living there at the moment, but I am, even though there were some spaces in between. Listen to how I answer this question. Well, actually, most of my life, with the exception of when I traveled and also for a few years when I lived in Cape Town. Let me repeat that. The question was, how long have you been living there? How long have you been living there Present perfect continuous. Something that started, an action in the past that is ongoing at the moment and has a connection to the present. How long have you been living there? Well, actually, most of my life, with the exception of when I traveled and for a few years when I lived in Cape Town. Okay, if you're not living there anymore, how would you answer? Well, actually, I'm not living there at the moment, but I lived there from the time I was born until I left to go to college when I was 20. So you have to weigh your answer based on your personal experiences. The next one, what do you like most about it? Well, for me, it is the place I hang my hat. I have beautiful memories of growing up, and most importantly, it is really close to the ocean. The beach is about 5 kilometers away from my house. And it is also on the west coast of Cape Town, which has a wild magic about it. All right, let me repeat that. The question was, what do you like most about it? Well, it is the place I hang my hat. I have the most beautiful memories growing up. And for me, really importantly, is the ocean. It's really close to the ocean. The beach is just 5 kilometers away from my house. And it's also on the west coast of Cape Town, which has a wild magic about it. I love it. All right, so I have expressed why I really love